Now I know what you're thinking. Oh my gosh, you don't need to have a change of year to start doing resolutions. But if you're like me and you started thinking about it only in December, well, here we go. Hello, welcome or welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a fun reflection period and also a planning period on how to set goals for the new year. If you're new here, my name is Bianca and I'm a content strategist and creator for businesses and creatives alike. It is, the time of year when we're starting to look back on the past year and take a look at what worked, what didn't work, and how we can plan and create new routines for the new year. Now, the new year can be something of a novelty, and it's something that we start doing resolutions and we, let it float off into the distance after maybe 2 weeks in. So this is kind of the process that I like to use for, keeping up with a good routine and starting little by little so that in 6 months you can see a very, very big change and improvement in your daily routine and life. So we're gonna do this whole process together, and I'm gonna kind of walk you through how I go about this sort of planning process so that you can kind of get an idea of what to think about, maybe some journal prompts that you want to do, or a full-on planning session for the new year. If you have some business goals, if you have some personal goals, if you have something that you want to achieve in the new year, this is the perfect time to start planning for it, because goals is just a list. A plan is something that you can take little actionable steps every single day towards something that is awesome. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is really take a look back before looking forward. So the first thing that you really need to think of is, what were the goals that you had last year? And how did you fare with them this year? What are things that worked? What are things that didn't work? And so I have my notebook right here, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of examples of personally what type of goals that I had for my business this year. So the number one thing that sticks out in my mind is my fitness journey. So in the new year, I wanted to continue a more stronger and more consistent fitness routine, and I think I did achieve that this year. I absolutely love working out on the Peloton. In the summer, I was really able to get outside, out in nature, and do very, very long walks. And I just feel like I'm in a good place in terms of my fitness journey. I don't want it to fall through the cracks if I become a little bit more busy throughout the new year. And so I definitely want to still keep it a priority for the new year and find different ways to move my body. The other thing that sticks out to me, and the biggest goal I think I've achieved, turning my business into a full-time business. Now, this is probably the biggest win that I've had this year. It was a lot of months leading up to that idea, but it was really just the mindset that I had to wrap my head around. The one goal that I had this year that maybe fell through the cracks or didn't work out and I wanted to truly have was a proper morning routine. Now, when the pandemic started, I would roll out of bed and start working right away. And so I really did want to have a routine where I can do maybe a little bit of meditation, plan my day, and then start my work so that I feel refreshed. So meditation is still something that I have on my list. I worked with a sleep coach this year to help me wake up at the time that I want to wake up, and I still struggle with this daily having to hit the snooze button all the time. It's something that I constantly have to work on, and so I want to have a manageable plan for next year so that I can have a really nice morning routine and something that works for me. Now that you've assessed what has happened in the past year, we are going to take a look at envisioning the future life that you want to have in the new year. So before even taking a look at goals and actionable steps, you have to figure out what your why is and what is the reason why you want to do this thing. Because if there isn't any motivation behind the goal, then it's just going to stay on your list and you're not going to really want to do it. So thinking ahead and thinking about what you want your life to look like in the new year is something that is very fun. You can take a look at Pinterest, make a beautiful Pinterest board, write a list of all the things that you want to do in the new year, what your day looks like, what your month looks like. I worked with my coach this year, and she loves giving a word for the new year, something that really encompasses, some people call it an umbrella word, some people call it a power word, a word that encompasses how you want to feel in the new year or any sort of big change in your life. The word that really speaks to me in the new year is magnetism. I want to be that type of person that people are drawn to, that people are inspired by. And so magnetism in financial goals, magnetism in connecting with people is really something that I love and something that I'm going to be keeping in mind and repeating to myself daily in the new year. And so having a word that you can refer back to throughout the year is something that is really, really awesome to have. It's really helpful to start journaling about your thinking big mindset. What does living and thinking big mean to you? Writing everything down. Don't try to edit it. Don't try to do anything. Just put everything down on paper, what you love doing, and what would success mean to you. So when I close my eyes and I see my version of success, I will be able to see being able to run my business from anywhere, being able to meet new people, and people want to talk to me more and want to connect with me. And I see myself making passive income and income with my clients, and I see happy faces of my clients just feeling so relieved that they have someone who's on their side, and giving myself the self-care and wellness that I truly desire. Now, with that idea in mind, now is the time to take a look at specific and actionable goals that you're going to have in the new year. And you'll have that why behind that. And once you have your goals, you'll be able to go even further and take those little actionable steps. So the first thing that comes to mind for me is to expand my possibility for passive income. So I want to be a little bit more specific and measurable on that. So I want to keep a consistent once a week video for my YouTube channel throughout the whole year. Now, this is a goal that is measurable, that is actionable, and that is within my control. So a follower goal or a subscriber goal, that there are some, things that you can't control in that type of goal. So having that at least once a week sort of goal to have throughout the new year is something that I can plan for and control. Every morning I will do a 5-minute meditation before I start my workday, and also tying it to something that you already do. So I'll say while I have my coffee in the morning, I will do my 5-minute meditation. So it's just a time for myself, and before doing any work, I will do my 5-minute meditation paired with something that I already do, which is drink my morning coffee or tea. So now that I gave you the full rundown and examples of how I do my goal setting and design my new year, let's head on over to my Notion, where I can show you the template that I use to write everything all down, and I can refer to it all throughout the year. So here we are on my Notion once again. I'm still in the process of working through it and making sure that everything is in its place, but this is a gorgeous template that I got from Michelle B here on YouTube. She has amazing videos, and she has this really beautiful template that you can put in all your goals and to-dos and projects, and it's all separated and chunked out nicely so that all the planning that you've done previous and like all of that journaling, you can store it right here, so it's not like on a flimsy piece of paper or something. So this is a tab that I don't necessarily go on a lot, and so that's why I have my goals on a backlink towards my life dashboard, so the dashboard that I kind of see every day. And so everything that you have for 2022, you can add it on to here, and I'll also put a link to the template that I used so that you can go pick it up. So here I have my life map goals. So all the goals that I will put, that's kind of like business related. And then the other projects is kind of something that's in more like the personal section. That's how I'll like kind of differentiate the two. So as an example, in my other projects, as we discussed, I will be putting in a consistent morning routine. So I will put here consistent morning routine. And what's really great about this template that Michelle had created is that she has a beautiful way to give you the right prompts for your goals. So everything that we've discussed prior, having your why in terms of why you want to bring this goal to fruition, and giving you everything that you need. So this is kind of what the template looks like, and that you can fill out using what you've already written down in your journal or what you already have up in that head of yours. So in your purpose and your why, you're going to write out what your primary purpose is for this goal in particular. You're going to write out your principles. So, what are the boundaries in which you'll operate? So, for example, if you need to do a budget, if you have certain resources that you need for this, your ideal outcome. So, what you want it to look like, really envisioning your future self as this. And then she also puts in anti-vision, which is something that comes up a lot with like productivity and goal setting. Is imagine that your project has been completed and it was a huge failure. Why did it fail? Why was your goal not successful? So really pinpointing what are the things that you really need to look for is something that's really helpful. And then you'll put brainstorm, so different ideas of how you will achieve this goal. And then if your goal has a lot of sub tasks to do in them, so let's say if you have a more generalized goal like a financial goal, so you'll be able to have a timeline of things that you need to do, and you'll be able to like add all of your subtasks in here. So this is a really good way to organize your thoughts and organize what are the little digestible things that you need to do. And so you can have this over on your Notion, and you can backlink into somewhere that you really use all the time and that you can see it all the time. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this helps, and I hope you have an amazing holiday season, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.